Hello and welcome to a smerdp video, and today we are looking at X-Treme X-Men issue 3 by Chris Claremont and Salvador Larroca. And on here we have classic Chris with the roll call, which I always enjoy, and then the sort of previously going on there. So the story opens up with BEASTYBRUTE getting a telling off. She was meant to capture Sage and Bishop so that the mutant power energy could be taken from them and given to the mini sentinel Scrap and her companion Alice. And this is Sansu, who is the leader of this group, and we don't know how they've come together, etc. It's not really explained. However, they seem to found themselves together. So we've got a mini sentinel in the background. We got Sansu and some mutants, either hired or something. We have Purity, and then we have Ogun as well. So they are. So this is Alice and the mini sentinel Scrap, literally called Scrap because it was built out of scrap. Meanwhile, Purity form in and start outside the Bells of Hells and starting to cause a little bit of trouble. And they throw this fire bottle, etc. And Cecilia Reyes is there to block it. Meanwhile, Storm comes flying in with her martial badge, telling the group to disperse, etc. So they are what is called attacked by an enhanced group called Galérer. That sounds wrong. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that word correctly. So it's a group. It's got a name, and I can't say it because I'm going to say it completely wrong, etc. Meanwhile, Kitty Pryde catches up with Rachel, who went zooming off to take on Ogun. She goes into her mind to sort of bring her in and say, look, he's been in me, a big part of my life without me knowing, waiting for this moment, and you've got to be strong, etc., before you go and take it, disciplined, controlled, etc. So if you don't lock up your head tight, Ogun's going to get in there and control you. However, Ogun comes flying into this state anyway, and he pulls Rachel under the water, and he drops Kitty Pryde into the ground. Kitty Pryde comes flying out with an adamantium claw and says, you know what, when you took me on, I was a kid and I defeated you. I'm now an adult and I'm still going to kick your rear axle. So she manages to help Rachel get out. However, as a result of what's going on in the mind, Rachel loses Kitty Pryde, and Kitty Pryde starts falling to the ground, etc. And so Rachel goes flying in. She's about to save Kitty Pryde, who is prepared to go into the ground, by the way. She's already holding her breath. She's about to go in there. She is ready. However, BEASTYBRUTE comes flying in with a big old smack, etc. Now, Wolverine in this fight pulls the claws in there. It's highlighted that he pulls his claws in his fight with his fists rather than the adamantium claws, etc. However, BEASTYBRUTE is now controlled by Ogun, and Ogun wants to fight Logan. Logan instinctively returns the claws because I feel like in some way he fears Ogun a little bit. Do you know what I mean? It is a fierce enemy for Wolverine, one that, he's not prepared just to fight with his hands. However, Gambit comes in and saves the day, etc. He also makes a point here saying that attacking Sage and Bishop makes him angry. Now, I just thought that was an odd thing for Gambit to say, because him and Bishop's relationship has always been quite tense. They've always in X-Men situations probably support each other really well because they have to, but there's never been a trust or a friendship. I felt like that perhaps did improve somewhere along the line when it was proven that the the Cajun wasn't the traitor as Bishop thought. However, suspicions were always still there, and some of that stuff bubbles up later on when Bishop actually goes to kill Baby Hope, etc. And it's quite interesting to see that dynamic change from Bishop always being suspicious of Gambit to Gambit going, whoa, wait a minute, you're gonna do this? So they've always had an interesting relationship, so I just thought that was a little bit odd, etc. So Wolverine says, Cajun, get your head in the game, etc. So Sanzu isn't happy with the plan with the Soul, he's called Soul Seeker, whatever he's called, Soul Scream, sorry. And but however, he's happy for Betty Brute and Wolverine just to kill each other. It doesn't mean anything to them. The only other thing that's come out of this is Gambit reminding Ogun that he's the only one that can beat the old man, as he called it, Wolverine, etc. Because I think they had a fight in the 90s, etc. I can't remember specifics, etc. But yeah, that was the whole idea, etc. But he also says that we're a team. So it's a bit of banter, really, which is quite interesting. Storm comes in and said, that's enough. Where is Shadowcat? Come on, we need to resolve this quickly, etc. So she's creating a storm, etc. Quite a big storm by the looks of it, a dangerous one. So they're starting to realize that they got lots of enemies in the mix here, etc. And we know this is leading to a big sort of finale, etc. However, Soul Scream and Sanzu go to take Rachel Gray's powers, etc. However, it is far too much because she comes with a piece of the Phoenix as well. So it's consuming her, and he releases it up like that. The storm has created great cover for them as well. So the X-Men are trying to finish this as quickly as possible. However, the Mini Sentinel, Scrap, and Alice receive this power very, very quickly. And they neutralize all the powers. So the force field's gone. Rogue and the sisters, and I've not mentioned sisters, they're playing a minimal role in this. They've all seemed to have lost their powers, and Storm is falling out of the sky. We're not sure at what height, but she falls to the ground, and you can imagine what's going on. So Gambit says, it's fine. You've lost your powers. We can, get through this. We have before. You've led this team without powers before. Play of time. However, what everybody seems to have forgotten is that Shadowcat was trying to come out of the ground. She's just lost her powers. Much to Storm's anguish there, screaming, etc. And then it's next issue is Search and Destroy. Now, we know Kitty Pryde's not dead because she's got a lot to do in the future. So I find it interesting that it's there. And I guess it's something just to create the story and make it a little bit bigger. And I'm not sure whether Chris Claremont is... he's clearly created a lot of these characters and created a lot of these stories, but I'm not sure if he's been reading stories since. Obviously, to understand where these characters go, you can imagine Kitty Pryde to him is probably like his baby, so you can imagine him still being very interested in that character. You don't just let that go when you start writing. So I find it an interesting ending because it's not dramatic, because this is set in the past and we're way in the future. So anyway, another good issue. I do like Chris's writing, and I am still enjoying X-Treme X-Men, and we're starting to see all the players come together, etc. So it'll be interesting to see what issue 4 brings. The penultimate issue before the finale in issue 5, and I still would love a long-term X-Treme X-Men team set in this time era. I guess it just needs to be cautious of what happens afterwards, hey ho. Anyway, I hope you like my video. If you do, please subscribe to my channel. Really appreciate it. Make sure you look after yourself. Very important these days. And as always, embrace geekiness. Take care. Goodbye.